Passage-based questions that ask you to infer or to make an inference are pretty common, hence why we'll be looking at another example in this video. Most important tests today that are passage-based are of course going to expect you to read that passage, reread it, go back into it multiple times. You're also going to need to answer questions that test your reading comprehension or your understanding of what you just read and your understanding of another topic like inferencing. To answer these correctly, reread and hunt through the article from Team Moon, How 400,000 People Landed Apollo 11 on the Moon. Have this open with you as you answer the question. There's a link to the article in the description. Let's go to today's question. What can be inferred about the team's approach to addressing challenges in the mission based on Joe Gavin's quote? This one gives you a little bit of an extra leap towards answering this. It makes it a little bit easier because it specifically focuses on Joe Gavin's quote, which means you as the reader can go through and instead of having to reread the entire article, skim that article, look for Joe Gavin's name or a quote that has Joe Gavin next to it. You'll be able to look at that quote closer, which is essentially what it's asking you to do. It's asking you to analyze the quote and then answer the question. Your answers being A, they worked individually and focused on specific tasks. B, collaboration and a shared understanding of goals were key elements of their approach. C, the team relied heavily on external guidance and instructions. And D, they were mainly motivated by the financial rewards of the project. Of course, when you are making an inference or when you are asking to infer something, you are trying to break it down based on the evidence you are given. You're asked to look deeper. So in this case, you're going to have to look deeply into that quote by Joe Gavin, see if you can find the paragraph that it's housed in, then come back and try to answer the question. Pause here, and we'll return to answer that question. What can be inferred about the team's approach to addressing challenges in the mission based on Joe Gavin's quote? So, for answer A, they worked individually and focused on specific tasks. This isn't completely right. While it's true that team members would have had specific tasks, Joe Gavin's quote suggests that understanding the schedule and the mission's importance was a common thing for everyone. They worked together. This implies that they were more of a team than just individual components. C, the team relied heavily on external guidance and instructions. This choice isn't directly supported by the quote anywhere. It doesn't really come up on it. While they likely received some extra guidance, some guidance from outside people, the quote emphasizes the team's own understanding and effort, not just following instructions from other people. And D, they were mainly motivated by the financial rewards of the project. Again, this isn't mentioned anywhere in the quote in the article. If you found that quote in paragraph 7, it says, I can't say that I'm aware of any program where more people understood what the schedule was, how important it was, and worked so hard to make it happen. We had a great team, recalled Joe Gavin, vice president of the Grumman Aerospace Corporation, contractor for the lunar module. You only really need to know everything from we had a great team back. It's only a couple sentences there. We had a great team leads you to the word collaboration. Collaboration and teams go hand in hand. B is the correct answer. Collaboration and a shared understanding of goals were key elements of their approach because it mentions teamwork. Joe Gavin talks about how everyone knew what the schedule was, understood how important it was, and worked hard to make it happen. This shows that working together and everyone understanding the mission's goals were very important parts of this. If you looked for the name Joe Gavin within the passage, you could work backwards from there, find that they had a great team, and eliminate A, which specifically mentions individually focused. C, it does mention team, but it's talking about external guidance, people outside. It doesn't really mention that anywhere in the quote. And D, financial rewards. There's nothing in here that mentions financial rewards. So we can always knock stuff out based on quotes that we're able to find from the passage. Hopefully that helped.